Hey all, welcome to my channel Tale Bearing Time. Today in this video, I want to simply tell the tale of William Shakespeare's The Tapping of the Shrew, continuity of Part 1. Let's get into the story. In Part 1 last, Petruchio asked Batista to make all the arrangements for the wedding and left. The next Sunday, all the wedding guests were assembled in church, but there was no sign of Petruchio. Katrina wept with anger. She thought that Petruchio had only been making a fool of her. Just then Petruchio appeared. He had not brought any of the fine things he had promised Katrina. And to make matters worse, he himself was dressed very shabbily. His servant looked worse, and the horse they had come on were just two bags of boots. Come, Kate, we shall be married. And refusing to even change his clothes. He held Katrina's hand and walked up to the altar. The ceremony began. Do you agree to marry this lady and treat her as your wife? Asked the priest. You stupid fool! Do you think I have come here to play games? Held Petrucci. The priest was so shocked when he heard this that he dropped his prayer book and almost fainted. As if this were not enough, Petruccio went on to swear and hit the priest on his head. Somehow the ceremony continued and was soon completed. It was strange to see this behavior has frightened even Catherine. Things were to become even worse. Petruccio pulled out a bottle of wine right in the church and shouting loudly, starting to drink straight from the bottle. After taking a few long gulps, he stopped, threw the bottle into the crowd, and pulling Katrina along with him, walked out of the church. Poor Batista had made all the arrangements for a fine feast, but nobody was to enjoy it. Petruccio got onto his horse and pulling Katrina up in front of him, rode away, followed by his savvy servant. After a long and tiring journey, they arrived at his house. Katrina was very hungry. Petruccio had not given her anything even to eat, and she just wanted to have her dinner. As they entered, Katrina was very happy to see a big table covered with the delicious food. She could hardly wait to start eating. Petruccio, however, had other plans. He started finding fault with every dish and after tasting a little bit, was throwing them all onto the floor and ordering his servant to take away everything. My beautiful Katrina, this food is not good enough for a lady like you. I didn't have something special made for you. He explained to Katrina. By now, Katrina was too tired even to eat. She decided to just go to bed and sleep. But Petruccio again had other plans. As soon as they entered the bedroom, he went and looked at the bed. It was well made and covered with an excellent cover. These idiots do not even know how to prepare a bed. How can anybody sleep in this? Shouted Petruccio and started throwing off the bed sheets and pillows. Katrina's chance of sleeping well were spoiled. Since there was no other furniture in the room, she was forced to sit in a chair where she slowly tried to sleep. But every time her eyes closed, Petruccio would start shouting at his servant all over again. And thus, Katrina was forced to stay awake throughout the night. Matters was not very much different the next day either. Petruccio still spoke kindly to Katrina, but made sure that she was most uncomfortable. He threw the breakfast on the floor, saying that it was not good enough for her. Katrina by now was weak with hunger. She started begging Petruccio's servant to bring her some food. But they had all been instructed by Petruccio not to help her in any manner. We dare not do anything without asking our master, they told her. Oh, why did he marry me? Was it to make me starve and kill me? Even the beggar that came to my father's house got something to eat. And I, who have always had the best food, am now begging. I have not slept and I have not eaten for 2 days. Oh, why he doing this to me? Complained Catherine. At that moment, Petruccio entered. How are you, my darling? Kate, he asked. See here, how much I love you. I have with my own hands made you something to eat. And saying this, he gave Katrina a piece of meat. Katrina was so hungry that she did not even think of thanking her husband, but put out her hand to take the dish. What? Not a word of thanks? That shows you do not like the dish I have made for you, said Petruccio, and ordered the servant to take it away. Katrina was furious, but also very, very hungry. She begged Petruccio to let her eat the food. You will thank me first and then eat, said Petruccio. Katrina did not want to thank Petruccio for bringing her a little food after starving her 2 days. But she had no choice. Thank you, sir, she said very unhappily. Eat, my dear Kate, and after you finish, we shall buy many fine things. I will dress you up like a queen. He promised and left. Let's continue in part 3. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you all.